welcome back to my YouTube channel. I can't help but laugh because I haven't done this in a while. If you're here, thank you for coming to my channel. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and feel free to leave a comment. I'm literally here to entertain. So if you have a question or if you have anything you want to ask me, feel free to leave it down in the comments. Today's video is about how to start a lash business, specifically how I started mine and what I would advise that you don't do while starting yours. So I will start by first telling you what I feel I did wrong and what I wouldn't advise anyone to do. And then, in case you don't want to listen to me mumble about what I did wrong, which of course you should listen to, because this is older me telling younger me what younger me should have probably known. But I'm here just to make sure that you don't make the same mistakes that I did. So I'm either going to leave a timestamp in the comment section, or I'll put it in the description, and I'm going to list 5 things that you should do to start a lash business or any other branding business that you would like to start, from sneakers to t-shirts, sweatshirts, whatever it is you want to start branding. And I'm going to put a bonus tip at the very end, so if you survive this video, you can, go to that part and listen to those points. So first off, I'm going to start with my number 1 thing I did wrong. Youth. I basically overestimated myself, and I took a lot of things for granted, especially research. If I'm looking down, it's because I'm looking at my iPad, because it's where my notes are. I'm recording using my phone. So one thing that happened to me, this is going to be a mini story time. When I first decided to do the lash business, I think I should have been 19. Yes, I was 19. I had been in China for over a year, and I had recently moved to Shanghai, and I wanted to do something that, represented me, that I could put my name on and it would be mine. And that was my main motivation for doing the lashes. And at the time, I was really into makeup. I really liked playing around with it. I was watching every makeup YouTube video, and I was like, okay, cool, if I don't do a makeup line, why not just make lashes? It seems easy enough. So what happened was, I ended up starting to look up prices and contacts on Alibaba, which there's 2 versions of. There's the English version and there's the Chinese version, but I recommend the English version for browsing and the Chinese version for buying, because the prices do tend to differ, which I'll explain later on. But so what happened was, I had just decided to do this, and I started doing all this research, and I was terrified. I did not want to tell anyone or involve anyone in it, because I felt like this is something I should do by myself. So I basically started the planning when I was 19, and then when I turned 20, that was when now I started putting all my energy into doing it. I started contacting sellers, and the first seller that I had, who had pretty decent prices but still kind of on the expensive side, I had to talk to them and say, hey, this is a bit expensive, I really want this, but not at the quantity and the price that you're offering. Because when you're trying to make a customized brand, most companies will require you to have a minimum order. So if you say you want a custom pink version of a t-shirt, they have to print a certain number. Most it's 100 or 50, depending on what type of product it is. So I had to talk to this person. Bear in mind, I do live in China, so I'm talking to this person and they're giving me all these prices, and I'm like, no. And eventually, I don't know what prompted me to do this, I ended up telling the guy off in Chinese, because I sometimes you have to do that. I ended up telling the guy off in Chinese, and all of a sudden when he realized I could speak Chinese and that I lived in China, he started trying to reduce the price and started giving me other offers saying, no, I will reduce the price, I will do this, we'll give you less minimum order. And I was like, bye, no, I'm not going to do this. So I had to start looking again, and in the process of looking again, I found another contact. This time off the bat, I spoke in fluent Chinese all the way. And then when we came to the actual decision making for what color I wanted, what style I want, then I started speaking in English. But that was after we already negotiated a price. And where did I put it? So this is what please show. Okay, this this is what the lashes look like. I will probably put a picture, I will insert a picture of what they look like here. But generally it's a white marble box with magnetic opening. It's glittery, it's got a rose gold glitter, and this is just one of the ones that I made. So I decided to do it as a collection, and I called it the Zodiac collection, and I had them labeled. So this is, of course you can't see, so this is the Leo, this lash is the Leo. And then on the back of my box, I had them add the Instagram that I had created for the brand and the Facebook that I had created for the brand. So this is basically what it looks like. And then the name, of course, which is Be Lashed, and then it has my full name, something I wish I did not put there, but it has my full name at the bottom and Be Lashed, BEA.lashed. And getting that done was also a process that took some time, because I could not decide on what type of lashes I wanted. So I kept on going back and forth, looking at different boxes, different lashes. So one of the main things that I do regret, this would be, I think, number 2. I don't know, I think I might not be counting them down. Number 2, I did too many box changes. I initially started with, let me pick this up again. So I initially started with a paper box with no magnet, which was just, you know, one of those regular boxes where you can just pull it open and then there's a small tray and you pull that out. I got that, and then I also got the one where it's a rectangular box and then you just slide out, you push the little tray out, you just slide that out. And I think I changed the box about 2 times before I settled on this one, and that costs money, because each time you make a new one, you're paying for the actual sample. You're not paying at the end when you get your final order. You're paying for each sample that you make. So my indecisiveness basically cost me more money. And because of that, even the lashes, for me to finally settle on the 4 lashes that I settled on, I shifted around and played with each type a bit before we got to that point. So the next thing that I do regret, this is point number 3, was not marketing well enough. I did do a bit of marketing, and that was mostly on Facebook and a little bit on Instagram. But at the time, my Instagram following also wasn't all that. I think maybe I had 900, 1,000, somewhere 1,000 followers on Instagram or something like that. And I had been off Instagram for a long time. So, you know, just popping out randomly and saying, hey, buy my product. I didn't do that because I was kind of ashamed of saying, hey, I haven't been online for a long time, but hey, buy my product. So it was a bit hard for me to market it on my 2 main platforms. But then I did use Facebook marketing. So that's Facebook ads, which are I think $14 for a week of paid ads. So they'll basically spam other people without you having to do it for you. So I do recommend Facebook ads and Instagram ads if you're trying to do business online. That was one thing I didn't do. I did not market them well enough because I expected that when I got home, at this time I was planning on traveling back home. So I expected that by the time I would go home, I'm sorry, I live near the bay and there's shipping trucks that pass over all the time. So I don't know if you can hear it, but it is pretty loud, and I'm sorry if it's loud, too loud. But anyway, as I was saying, the marketing I did was not enough, and I should have been more serious with it and not taken it for granted. Number 4 was what I included in my package. So this is a double-sided thing because one, I was given the option of doing magnetic lashes, but I did not take that option because it was more expensive and I wanted to do something simple off the bat. So I said, okay, I won't do magnetic lashes. And then when I actually did my final lashes and sent them home and started doing the selling of them, most people weren't into lashes as much back home, and not many people had access to lash glue. So what I had to do now was start trying to find lash glue to sell alongside my lashes, and that was more costs basically. And there were a lot of people that said they'll only buy the lashes if I provide glue as well, which in my head I was like, that's not my job. But as a business owner, you have to account for that. So I do regret not adding that. I wish I did add the accessories to come with the lashes, especially knowing my customer base, which is people back home who might not necessarily have access to what I'm selling or what they need to use what I'm selling. So that's the number 4 point. Don't underestimate your market. Realize what they need. If you're selling something, make sure you're selling the whole package that's needed for that specific product that you are selling. Because what's the point of me selling lashes in a place that no one has lash glue? Obviously, I will not make the amount of money I need to make. So the last major thing that I regret, so I guess this is my number 5. The last thing I do not recommend anyone doing is just ditching it. Keep pursuing it. One of my biggest mistakes with it was I did finish doing it and I had to come back to China, obviously, for school. And what happened was that I found myself in a position where I left the lashes at home for other people to help me sell, and instead of me bringing them back with me, I wish I had actually brought them back with me. That way I would be able to do international shipping way easier and market way better, because I was in a better position to actually do the marketing I needed for my products. And sometimes you're the best salesperson for your product. If you give it to someone else, they might not sell it the same way you will, because they might not be as passionate about it, or they might not want to do it, or they might just not be able to do it in the same capacity that you would be able to. So I would highly recommend you stick to something and you push it through as best as you can. If it means you standing outside the road with a big picket sign that says, hey, I'm selling this product, call this phone number, do it. Because at the end of the day, that's something that you want